So today I'll be doing something a bit off to the side of Phyloinformatics. I will be plotting a figure. But having said that, the phylogeny is going to be central to this figure I will be plotting. So the basis for the figure, I have a couple of sketches where I've outlined what I think are the main components and how these go together, and a bunch of commands for a previous figure I've drawn. Now I'm going to be drawing this figure in R in rather a laborious manner, and I certainly don't claim this is an optimal way to do this. I'm not an artist, but I was happy with the how this turned out last time, and although laborious, I'll be sort of specifying X and Y positions of each line, so this is quite extensive. However, I can certainly maintain high resolution, high quality of the figure, and as I say, last time it did look rather good, so I will try this again. So here's some of the previous code for drawing this figure, which I'll start off with. Okay, see what this does. Okay, so this is so we have a okay, start. So we change directory to this this directory effectively, and we have our we have a file in here full of our code, which we are running. We have the left pointing arrow, the name of the file, and so that will run the commands in this file, and these two switches are, I mean, it will just sort of terminate the program after it's just done this set of commands without saving or anything, any compilation. And in the set of commands, I don't remember what to use this library for. Maybe I don't even need it, and we'll hash that out. But we open a image file, JPEG, plot an empty box within which to work, set of dimensions, and we segments it to draw lines, draw points, write text. So each of these requiring X and Y positions, segments, more lines, and some pie charts. And I'll explain these in a minute. Then dev.off, this terminates the output file, which is here is the JPEG image, and this gives us this. So this is a previous figure, which will be a starting point, and this figure shows a phylogeny and a bunch of these are terminal labels and associated data associated with these terminals. So this is sort of starting data, which have the black boundaries, and this depicts a model of trait evolution which is run on the phylogeny, and these are Bayesian probabilities given by the pie charts, which is commonly done by Bayes trees. And what I'm showing is assignment to some subject terminals, which can be query data such as metabarcodes of unknown taxonomy. So this is showing trait assignment to metabarcodes, and these are here. So this is going to be this is what the figure I will build on for our next figure, which we will go through now. So what I want to show in a new figure, besides this phylogeny, I'll be showing some additional trait data to the right hand side. I'll be colouring some of these branches to show different data partitions. I need to denote mitochondrial genomes and DNA barcode somehow, and the source of these data, and some backbone topologies needs to be also shown, and how these are used. So it's going to be quite a lot in this figure. So this will be just a central part. So firstly, we will just expand the plotting area. And we don't need to see this file anymore. So these are the limits of the plotting field. We'll make these. So we'll try this first. Control S to save your file quickly, and then okay, I think I just figured out what this library is for here. Seems that we use yeah, this is some time ago I made this. Seems for drawing the pie charts I use this library, so we do need to load this library. Okay. Okay, so we've scaled this different, so some of these have rescaled. I think we can maybe deal with that problem later. And I think this plot is still not big enough. I think we need more room on the right hand side. Excellent. On the y-axis, we need more space at the top. Okay, so here we would need to draw some mitogenomes. Here, some trait data. Here, some backbone, phylogeny, and above sources for DNA barcodes mainly. Okay. But this is a bit irritating to look at, so maybe we'll just reduce the size of some of these. So it seems to be So the pie charts have rescaled correctly. The regular circles have not. So these are points. So plotting 2 points. Plotting the outer one, not actually plotting a single point with a boundary, it's 2 points. It's an outer circle, then a smaller circle, outer circle being grey or black, and inner circle being a colour to denote a state. So this circle size is given by CEX. So we have inner and outer circle. So given here. So we can change the CEX of these 2 circles. So first we'll just try halving them. Ish. Already looks a bit better. Also the text size needs reducing quite a lot. We don't need these ABC. We can get rid of these immediately. And the text size. So text size is given. I put the size into this variable name, so I can try something smaller. Okay, some of these circles are still a bit too big. Okay, this is not too bad. So next, let's try to denote complete mitogenomes. Now, when barcodes are drawn, they are often drawn to look like, well, DNA barcodes are drawn to look like barcodes, which can be quite visually appealing. These are sets of coloured lines. So maybe I'll draw all the sequences in this way. So there'll be, for mitogenomes, these will be obviously a lot longer, more comprised of more barcode lines, coloured lines. Okay, so to draw these lines, I think we need to make an array, and within the array we can set the colours of the bars. Okay, so let's make an array. So first we'll delimit some of this code we have. This is all for drawing phylogeny. And next, draw mitogenomes. So let's initiate an array and we'll go from there. And actually, I think we'll just sit in R permanently to work out this code, and we'll just draw a box and okay, so we're going to denote DNA, which of course has four states. So we can define define an array and fill it with four colours of roughly equal proportions, and we can sample from that to make an array, perhaps. I think what I need is the rep. Yeah, okay. Four colours, each denoting either A, C, T, or G of DNA. Blue, green, yellow. Great. Okay, so we can sample this as we need to do. So next we need to draw a set of bars, each coloured differently, in the style of DNA barcode. Okay, so we need a segments command to draw individual bars. So segments has x1, y1, x2, y2. So we'll draw bars vertically and the sequence in the horizontal direction. So we can set so for mitochondrial genome sequence 1, we will fix the Y positions and we are plotting. Okay, so we'll just start at some arbitrary position. and then we're going to, however long we want to make this sequence. So let's make an initial starting X position. We'll make it say minus 1.8. Then we'll make a loop to draw a bunch of bars. And then we'll increment the X for each of these. And this, I'll just take an initial guess at this. Next thing we need to do, we need to randomize the callers. I'll use a sample command for this. And put it into a new array. And then take the individual entries, which will be the colour. And that's the index here, which we call a bar. We'll also need a value for branch width. So let's just initial guess at this. Okay, so and put the X position into the line drawing command. Okay, let's just try this and see what we get. Oh, okay, so we have a, yes, that's roughly what we're trying to do. Okay, so we need to, so we're drawing this, so this is to denote a mitogenome, which is drawn similar in a way to Bold draw their linear barcodes, which looks like a barcode, is quite visually attractive. So we need to draw this on the left-hand side. Okay, so that needs to be, let's always come to one in one place, and we will draw a lot more. So this is going to be quite a long sequence, so I'll make these much longer. I'm going to start in array, and I'm going to try 200. Maybe yeah, I don't think we need to draw the whole thing, just to orient ourselves. Just disable the write it into a file. Just plot it onto this screen here. Okay, so Control A, select all, copy, and paste into here. Okay, that looks pretty good already. Okay, so I just need to move this. It's a bit too long, and let me just move it back a bit. So we'll try a bit further left, maybe 180. Control S, Control A, Control C, paste. Okay, it's a bit further back. Okay, these are drawing to screen. This is not going these going to scale differently again, but when we plot these in a file, this will probably look as we said it before, but this is fine. So just move it back a bit further. So we're plotting. So our x limit to the left is -2. So maybe we'll just keep it right up. It is -2. So it's a bit too long. And okay. And I think we need to plot these a bit thinner. Fine, good. Okay, so these are going to denote backbone information, and these are going to be a subset of the terminals because the tree's phylogeny is going to be comprised of multiple information, including barcodes. So it'll be a lot more terminals. So this will be, I think I'll just be plotting about 4 complete minor genomes to denote sort of the deep level relationships of the phylogeny. So we can do this again for so this value is going to stay the same for so we're going to draw one mitogenome sampled, and so it will be coloured like whatever the first sample will be. Now at these positions. So then we need to draw a second one. So we'll draw this a bit lower down. So let's try some starting values of 0.7 to 0.8. Now we'll draw the same length. Now we don't want to draw these exactly the same. So this is depicting a mitogenome from, we'll do a second one, which will be from a second species. So it should be a bit different, but it should be roughly similar. So I think we need to sample. Now we don't want it to be completely different, so we don't want to sample it totally again. So I'll just sample a little bit of these, and so we'll have a new variable, mitogenome length. And so I'm just thinking how to sample a subset. First, let's look at the sample command and see if that does something that we want. Okay, so we can use a sample command to get, say, 20 indices between 1 and 150, and we can just replace those, I think, with a new sample. So we can set so we want maybe something like 10% of these to be different. We don't want to be totally different. So yeah, I think we can do this with this sample command again. So these indices that we will then replace in this one. So this is our original pattern. Well, it is the pattern for the first metagenome, which we will then replace a subset of. And we now need a bunch of new colours to do this. So let's put some random new colours in here. And call this for the second metagenome. And plot the next one. Okay. We need to reset the X position. Okay, turn this. Okay, it does look a bit different, but we can make it more so. See a few more. Okay, try this. Still could be a bit. Still looks a bit too similar to me, I think. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to draw, say, 4 mutagenomes. So to do the 2 more, I think we just need to now set new Y positions. So we'll say 5 to 6. 0.3 to 4. 0.3 to 0.4. Okay, so that's roughly what we want to do. We'll refine this a bit later. Okay, so these are, let's just save and plot it into a file. So we get the full. Yep, this is. It looks a bit dull on the image, but we'll figure that out later. Okay, so these are going to denote my genomes. Also need to denote DNA barcodes at the top. So we're doing kind of the same practice. We just drawing much thinner barcode and more of them. So we'll copy these commands down here. So the length of these sequences is going to be, for barcodes, we'll draw this considerably shorter, perhaps 20. The Y position, we're going to draw this kind of the top middle. So put some starting positions in, and X, we'll try 0. Okay, so we need to draw a just thinking about what position we need these. Perhaps we draw these immediately above the terminals, because these are contributing to sort of much of species level variation of the tree. So we'll move it to the right a bit and a bit higher. higher still. Okay, so we'll draw 4 multi-genomes, and for the barcodes, I'm just looking how many terminals do we actually have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe we'll draw about 7 DNA barcodes. I might actually draw this somewhat larger also. So maybe draw about 10 DNA barcodes. Now I could use a loop for this, but 10 is not too bad. I think we can just do this manually. So we'll just copy this command 10 times. About 10 times. 1, 2, 3. Although having said that, we do need to be sampling them again. Okay, so I'm actually going to. So this is not complete. So let's. Yeah, we'll need something here to be sampling. Here, probably. Yeah, we'll need these. Alright, I'm just going to copy these again. Did not get this right the first time. Okay, so for each DNA barcode, we're going to be initiate a new array. We're going to sample this. Which for barcodes, I guess, will be smaller. Replace. So maybe we'll try a loop. So we'll take these as the starting Y positions and reduce these each loop, each step. I'll just make a guess of these values. So these are the Y position upper and lower for the bars. So we'll change these. Maybe we'll do 10 DNA barcodes. Okay, see what happens here. Okay, for this one, I think this needs to. Yeah, I think we need to keep this as the original value. This is 150. And we'll have a new one for barcode length, which defines when the bars, how many bars it will plot. Okay, so so the X position. Okay, we don't need this. Oh yes, we just need to reset X start in each loop. So we'll move this here. And okay, these look a bit too dissimilar to each other, so I think we need to sample a bit less. Okay, this looks pretty good. Okay, so we have 4 mitogenomes and should be about 10 DNA barcodes. Okay, as I say, I'll refine these a bit later. So the next thing I want to, the main other thing I'll be depicting is a table for trait data, and I may or may not also show some extra phylogenetic markers, such as 18S, 28S, and so on. So it's be a bit more complex to show, and I'll draw that about here. But the other thing is we need to show the trait matrix here, which feeds into this part. So we just need to draw a table to the right hand side of the phylogeny. So the trait table, I think, should be pretty simple to draw. So we need we'll just need about, say, 4 or 5 horizontal lines, a few more vertical lines. We'll need some text, and we need some orient the text in a couple of different ways. So it should be pretty simple. So I just need to draw a few bars. So the bars are the segments command. So we just start with some arbitrary values. So x start for the table is length 1. So we call it x left and x right. Say into 1.5. So we'll be drawing, say, 4 horizontal lines. And give the y position of each of these. Just sort of any arbitrary starting value, and this will be the same. And we'll reset might need to reset the line width. So we'll see what it was previously. Start at 1. Again, just have a starting value. And Control S, save, and copy these on. Okay, so we'll draw a trait table. This is roughly the right position. But we need to decide which of the terminals are going to have. So maybe we'll include all of the terminals and just have some of these will be missing data, and some of these will have some values, and we'll be sort of predicting using the tree. Well, we'll increase the branch thickness. We'll draw it a bit longer, I think, but the starting position's okay. And increase branch thickness, line width. Okay, this is roughly what we want. I think we need to take the position of these boxes instead of just guessing at these. So let's have a look back up pie charts, tree, and the box. Okay, so these are probably the values I want here for the Y position to correspond to what we have here. So 0.1 to 0.9. So let's just try these. Okay. Don't need this. Okay, so these lines do correspond to these boxes here. So for trait data, yeah, we're going to have to. So these cells are going to need to contain sort of visible or readable values. So this, I'm going to have to maybe change the scale here. So I think I'll have to move the barcodes down and rescale this. So these will be readable values in here. But anyway, I've been recording for about an hour. I don't think I'll do the entirety of this figure, but I think this is enough to give you an idea of how we might go about plotting a figure in a rather meticulous way, but this should look pretty good when we're done, and I will show the finished product at the end of this video. So the code is about finished. We'll have a quick look over the commands required. So segments command in R draws a line. So phylogeny is all the branches that are drawn individually with the X, Y, start of the line, X, Y at the end of the line, all drawn individually. Circles at the terminals to denote states of a trait. Pie charts in internal nodes denoting Bayesian probabilities of different states. Molecular sequences denoted as a set of coloured bars, much like used by bold. So mitogenomes, in addition to 3 other markers, CO1, which is species complete, and a couple others, a backbone tree, and a few other things, and a trait table. So select all, copy and paste, which will write to a file we have here. So here's the result. So this is it's written to JPEG, but if this is plotted to PDF, then the quality is maintained no matter how far you zoom in. So it's one advantage. So this can be modified and with no loss of quality.